Hi and welcome. Let us learn something about the largest cell in the human body, that is the female egg. With a diameter of 0.1 millimeter, this cell can be seen with naked eyes. This cell has half the DNA material, 23 chromosomes having the entire blueprint of the mother. This cell also has a short lifespan of around 24 to 48 hours only. Every female is born with a fixed number of eggs. So when a baby girl is born, she has around 3 to 4 million immature eggs in her ovary. The number of these eggs keep on decreasing throughout her life. By the time she reaches puberty around the age of 12 years, the number is around 3 to 4 lakhs only. Now the hormonal effect starts and these eggs begin to mature. So every month a few eggs begin to grow, out of them one would rupture, and that leads to the periods. By the age of 30, this number decreases to 1 lakh. The peak age for fertility for an Indian woman is around the age of 20 to 25 years. The number of these eggs start decreasing at a rapid pace, more so after the age of 35. So by the age of 40, she is left with only around 10,000 eggs. And when this number falls below 1,000, the periods stop, that is, the menopause sets in. So this is how the phases of a woman's life are linked with the number of eggs in her ovaries. Interesting, isn't it? Continuing our series on the superpower of the female egg, it not only controls the life stages of a woman, but it also selects and controls about her children. Let us learn how. Out of the millions of sperms that are released for fertilization, all of them start swimming to find the egg. Only 100 to 200 will find and reach the egg. They will attach to the outer side of the egg and try to get in. Of all these hundreds of sperms that are trying to get in, the egg will decide the best among them and allow only that sperm to penetrate and come inside. Once the single sperm enters, all the rest are not allowed to enter inside. The sperm that has entered now releases its chromosomal material, that is another 23 chromosomes. The egg, as we all know, also has 23 chromosomes, and together they make the 46 chromosomes that are necessary to form the human life. This is how the egg selects the sperm and hence select the type of human being that it is going to make. So we know that the quantity of the eggs in the woman's ovary decides the life stages for her. We also know that the quantity as well as the quality of these eggs is very important for her fertility. Let us learn how to assess these parameters for her. To assess the number of eggs in her ovary, we have various tests. First of all, by history, if her cycles are regular, mostly the number of eggs ought to be normal, because as the number decreases, her cycles start getting irregular. Secondly, we have a sonography test called the antral follicle count. So this is done on the second day of her periods, and we usually see the number of eggs that are seen in her ovaries in the sonography. The immature eggs are microscopic. However, as the eggs start maturing, they become larger in size and then are visible on a sonography. Third is a blood test called the AMH, or the anti-Mullerian hormone test. This tells us her ovarian reserve. Ovarian reserve is the amount of reserved eggs that her ovaries still hold. Till date, however, we have no tests to predict the quality of her eggs. We can predict retrospectively by indirect parameters like the cyclicity and the flow in her periods. We know that the egg, when maturing, releases estrogen and after rupture releases the progesterone. So if her cycles are regular, moderate and normal, then the estrogen and the progesterone ought to be balanced and the egg ought to be of a good quality. Secondly, if she has conceived normally and given rise to a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby, then her egg had to be normal. During IVF, however, When we remove these mature eggs from the ovary and see it under a microscope, we can assess their quality. But in vivo, we have no parameters to assess the quality of her eggs.